Welcome back, guys, here on the Wannabe news station. Live right here in Ridgefield. Well, some breaking news. Some great news. Been following this case from day one. It's about the 4 college students that were murdered in Idaho. Moscow, Idaho. They caught the scumbag. I'm not going to say his name. We're not going to pluralize it whatsoever of his name. Because I don't think he should deserve the attention to a scumbag name. You know, I am so thankful. So thankful. I'll tell you what. Of the law enforcement, they're in Moscow, Idaho. The law enforcement in Pennsylvania. Also, a little law enforcement here in Utah was also involved in this investigation of those 4 innocent college students that should have never have gone through or had to go through that. But I'll tell you what I'm so thankful for. I'm thankful for those law enforcements that was involved in this case, this murder case, keeping a tight lip on everything, giving very little detail of what they're doing, where they're at, how's the case coming. People giving them the real coil about them being tight-lipped and not saying anything about the case. That's more evidence for them to use against that scumbag. For them. 4 lives were murdered, stabbed to death. Tell you what, I hope that guy gets the death penalty for every single one of them. Because that's what he deserves. Death penalty shouldn't be off the table whatsoever. And I sure hope it ain't. The death penalty does need to come back. Because of people like this that goes and does that to get free room and board, and then we think we're going to change them in the society of why they're locked up for 20 years. Same with the sex offenders. They're not going to change whatsoever. No matter how much and how help they have, they're not going to change. I hope he gets the death penalty. And I hope he doesn't live on the death penalty for 30 freaking years, and then we hear about it 30 years, 40 years, about him being sent to death. He didn't give those guys no freaking choice to live another 20 more years. Not one choice did he give them. Did he ask them? No. I am so thankful for all the law enforcement that's been involved in this case. I really appreciate what you guys do. Really appreciate the hard work that you guys sacrificed during this holiday of finding out and taking this suspect in and getting him off the street. What a waste. Now we're going to be spending money on going through trial and stuff to prove that he's guilty. I guarantee you, that law enforcement, even though Moscow doesn't have a very big law enforcement, I guarantee you, they've got their evidence, and I guarantee you they dotted every I and crossed every T. And they double-checked that probably 15 other times to make sure they get this guy and to keep it tight to themselves and not say a thing to anybody, and reached out to other law enforcement agencies for some help to catch the scumbag. The guy is a scumbag. I don't care what you say. The guy is a scumbag. There's no kind words to say for him. There's no reason to have his name publicized all over and make him famous or whatnot. I'll tell you who should be famous. It was those 4 college students that lost their lives. Their names should be publicized. They should be remembered from here on out. They should be famous. Not the scumbag that ended their life. Also, who should be famous? Every single one of those law enforcement officers that were involved in this case, their names should be publicized. They need the thank you and all that stuff. They deserve that. If it wasn't for them, this case would probably gone cold for a long time. Thank you to that law enforcement agency. And every one of those law enforcement detectives, investigators, for the hard work that they put in to solve this case. Even though you got recoiled about it, and it's taken 7 weeks or whatever for any information, that is fine. Because nowadays, everyone's all about the suspect. Getting that suspect off of death row or letting the suspect off. Not about the victims. So I cannot say it enough of how much I appreciate you guys. I grew up in a military family. I have a lot of respect for my military family members, friends, military. Got a lot of respect for all my law enforcement officer friends. All law enforcement, period. I have a lot of law enforcement family members. I've wanted to be a law enforcement. Kind of put it to the side after losing a good friend of mine being killed in the line of duty. And he's with me every day, because I was actually supposed to have been with him that night when he was killed as a ride-along. When he was killed on the line of duty. Things could have been different. I could have been involved. That could have been me. Who knows? But I pass his spot every day. And I holler his name out. I say his name. And I think of him every day. He went too soon. He's too young. And he died a day after his birthday. He's with me every day. Maybe one day I'll go back to doing it and proceeding to do that career, because it's something I've always wanted to do when I was younger. But But I appreciate every one of those law enforcement. I can't not emphasize that enough to you guys. With the crap that's going on right now in society and everything, that people have disrespect towards our law enforcement and military and all that, I'm here for you. I stand behind you, day and night. But anyways, I'll be following this case on the murder, because it's stuff that I kind of enjoy. And I am glad we finally got the scumbag that ended 4 lives for no reason. But anyways, thanks for watching the Wannabe News Station. Like to say, if the women don't find you handsome, they ought to at least find you handy. Even though you are doing a video out here in the pickup while it's raining outside. You guys have a good night and Happy New Year, and be safe out there. And now you know the rest of the story. Good day.